Rock stars don't wake up and start answering emails. Granted, they wake up at the crack of noon, but they plug in and start playing and practicing or writing because that's the most important thing to a rock star. So what are your most important activities? What if you set aside the first 2 hours of each day uninterrupted, without your phone, without your email, without talking to anybody? Or maybe it works best at the end of the day, wherever you can have that 1 or 2 hour chunk of time. And just work on your A-list priorities. Define what they are. Work on your bud. You would start to achieve success at a level you can't even imagine. Trust me, I know it's hard for me. You have to have a big bud that excites you to have that kind of discipline. Quite often when you start thinking of big and visionary and unknown things, which by the way describes just about everything important, we start associating them with fear and failure and, well, hard work. Stephen Pressfield is an author who wrote books like The Legend of Bagger Vance and others that became movies. He also wrote a seminal book called The War of Art about creativity and doing the work that you were meant to do. Pressfield says, writing isn't hard. Sitting down to write is hard. And by writing, he means whatever your most important activity is, and only you know that. He continued to say, no one ever says, I'm not going to write my symphony. They say, I'll write it tomorrow. And what happens? We wind up not taking action on our bud until tomorrow. So, I, your new best friend, have a simple 2-part rockstar solution: time and boldness. First, time. Make that commitment. Set aside the first 2 hours of your day, uninterrupted. Take some discipline. I struggle with this because I'm like Mr. Squirrel Guy all over the place. But trust me on this. Turn off your phone, no emails, turn off your dings, put the do not disturb sign out, and work on your A-list priorities, yours or that of your organization. And the second is boldness. Be bold. Jump in. In his follow-up book, Do the Work, Pressfield says, start before you're ready. Begin it now. Whatever you can dream or do, begin it now. Because boldness has magic and power in it. It's genius, magic, and power. Begin it now, because you can always revise and revisit once you've committed to action. But once you commit, the worst thing that you can do is stop. So what are your most important A-list priorities? Are you doing them? You don't have to answer out loud. You can just sit there and look guilty. Because it doesn't matter if I know. What matters is that you and your band are committed to make that change, to start focusing on those A-list priorities to get to your bud. One of my all-time favorite quotes is by a gentleman by the name of Bill Bacharach, a business guru. And he says, if comfort is your goal, then success is not in your future. Pow. If comfort is your goal, then success is not in your future.